Hi, good morning. Welcome to the channel. We are uploading this video after a quite long duration, I hope. So today we will be discussing two difficult level question, hard level question, which were been asked in the recent interviews. Uh, these are questions that are based on window functions first. Secondly, I have been working on this solution. See, you can see how many times like I have tried certain this error, that error kind of solution, and then finally we got some better solution which is approachable and can be understood by any beginner also. So let's begin with the question. Okay, this is a question which was being asked in the Uber interview couple of days ago. It is a hard level SQL question, and there is a table given in this question which is Uber employees. Descriptions are like first name, last name, ID, employee ID, which is basically hire date, termination date, and salary. So what we are supposed to do over here is like we have to calculate the maximum number of employees who were concurrently employed at the company duration. For instance, now let's say I am employee A. I have been working from, let's say, today is 16. So let's say I have been working from 16 of this year and I was working till 16th of 2027. Okay, so let me just handle it this way: 2025 and 2027. So what I need to do over here is, in this tenure of 2 years, I need to identify how many other employees were working, okay, and what date on which date is the volume of the employees was higher. Now let's give me an example. Now let's say today is Monday, then Tuesday, and so and so on. Okay. Now in this year of in this 2 years tenure, generally you can also think it this way that let's say on Monday in year 2026 there were 10 employees in the company. Okay, while on Tuesday there were around 55 employees. Then again they were working from work from home kind of thing they were doing. So it became 34, then 52, then 60, then 12, then 10. Just I am giving some random example. Okay, so this is for the year 2025. Same you can keep for year 2026 also, and that's all. So in this question what we need to identify is, first thing is maximum numbers of employee who were concurrently employed at the company during the employee's tenure. So this is my tenure from 2025 to 2027, which is 2 years gap. This is my tenure. I have been working in this company for, let's say, 2 years now. So in my experience era, there are times when number of employees in my company were actually higher than the usual days. Maybe due to the work pressure, maybe due to the certain report submission kind of stuff and all. Now, if you just imagine it this way, let's keep some numbers over here also. And then in this experience era, which was the date when the employees were highest. Now let's take it quite simple. So let's take it this way. Now, so what I am saying is, from here you can identify that the maximum employees were working on certain day and date, which is number 60, this value. So this is the output for number A along with the date. So that is what is given as the output: ID, the max employee, which is the number of the employees on that date, and the date IQ. So date maximum number of employee with the employer with the employee's ID, and only for those employees who have already left the company. They are not in this company today. Now this number 60 can be segregated into different employee ID. Now one employee ID can be B, C, D, Z, SP. So you can just imagine that way. So there were 60 employees on that specific date. In number in ID is experience era. This is the thing. Now the same thing we have to do for all the employees who left the company and who are not the part of the certain company. So this is what the question is given to us. Now how do we do that? So for doing that, let's create a specific table. So select hire date as event ID, event date basically, because we don't have to do anything with the ID. And I'm taking one as a constant. So you can also take any number, any figure. I am taking one because it is easier for calculation. So from Uber employee employees. Yeah. Now union all. Why I have taken union all? Because I also need a duplication. Okay, and why I need a duplication? Because there will be certain dates which can be the termination date as well as the hire date also. Now let's say I have joined today, I have resigned today. So for in my case, this is the date when if total number of employees working on the same day is 5, so it is the highest thing for my specific case. So that is why we are taking the union all thing. And now I will keep it as -1. Why -1? Because on the hire date, one employee is going to add to the company, while on termination date, one employee is going to leave the company. So 1 -1, 1 -1, that logic. Now with CTE as, so select all. Now what I can do is I can actually make a group, or I will say the cumulative run I can do. That is what is known as concurrent thing. So I can just do it like this: over order by event date as on current employee. Now basically what is this concurrent employee? Concurrent employee is nothing but, where is that? Yeah, concurrent employee is nothing but it is this number 60. So today it is 10, then someone added, it became 55, someone left, it became 34, then add 54, then add 60. So this is how. So basically it is a cumulative sum, is known as the concurrent thing in this case actually. So from CTE, and how the output will look is something this way. Now you can see the nulls over here. Why the null is there? Because we have not given the termination date should not be null. The termination date is not null. So it will solve the case now. You can see here on 3/2/2009, 1 is the number which got added, means someone got hired, and concurrently it is actually 4 because 3 were before, then 4 has come now. That is how it has been calculated. Okay, after this what we can do is we can now join the tables, which is our this new table, that is CTE2, with the original table. And now we will specifically why we are joining, because we need to put a condition for our hire date also. So let's say select from CTE2 as C, join Uber employees as U on C dot event date is greater than equals to U dot hire date. So what is this specifically? Now I don't want the employees, and it is actually practically not possible. Any date when you join is your hire date. So event date should be greater than or equals to your hire date. And c dot event date is less than equals to your u dot termination date, right? Now u dot termination date, that is from the original table, will again have the null values. So either I can give a condition over here where u dot termination date is not null, similarly this way, or I can use a function which is if null, comma, and I can say that it should not be 0, rather it should be my current date. Means if termination date is null, then consider it as the current date. Current date is today's date, and anyways event date will be less than today's date. So what does this line means? If you practically say this line and imagine this, so this is saying that our event date is greater than or equals to your hire date. Let's say that is your 16 of this year, this month 16, and it is less than and equals to your termination date. So that is what we are considering here. So hold this gap till 15th of 2027, June 15th of 2027 basically. Now what all we need? We need our ID, so it is u dot ID. We need our concurrent employee as well, so which is coming from c dot concurrent employee. We also need our event date, which is again from c dot event date. That's all. And now let's just run this query. Nothing to visualize. Okay, now it has come. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so now it is CTE3, common table expression 3. So after this, what we have to do is, see, we have this table now, okay, which is, this is the table which you have for all the employee ID. This is just for A, but we have for all different employee ID, maybe for B, C, D, and so on. Now what we will do is, we will put the rank function. We will rank these values in a order that we will get the highest one. That is what we are going to do now. So select ID concurrent employee event date, then rank is the function which is preferable here, over partition by, now partition by ID, order by concurrent employee in descending order. So why descending? Because I want this 60 to come up. So what will happen is, I will just take the rank 1 value, descending order, and event date will be again in the ascending order. So the date should be ascending and the concurrent thing should be in the descending order as RNK from CTE3. Now it will add one more column over here with the rankings as well. Let me just rerun it. Yeah, you can see here. So consider this ID1 as IDA for simplicity of this example. So let's say this all are A. So for A, 39 is highest on a specific date, which is this, and it is ranked as 1. Then it got reduced, ranked as 2 on some other date. Why it got reduced? Maybe someone has left the company. Maybe someone, again the volume is same. Now again someone has left the company. And so on, it is going in a descending order. Sorry, yeah, it is going in a descending order as of now. You can see it over here. At the end, it becomes this. So here it is 2009 February 3, and this date is 2012 7/20. So July 20, 2012. While again in 2013 the volume was not that high. So just imagine 2013 is nothing but 2026 where the volume was not high, but in the previous year in 2025 the volume was the highest of 60. That's all. After this, just put one more city here. Select ID concurrent employee as max EMP, event date as date AQ, because that is what we have to show it in the output. So I'm just renaming them from CPE4 where RNT equals to 1. Yeah, that's all I think. Let me just submit this. Yes, it is working. So this is what exactly we are supposed to do, and it is a bigger query. That is why I told it is a hard level query. That that's all. But still in 1, 2, 3. Yeah, within 3 CTs, not three actually. This is also there. So within 4 CTs, we can just wrap up this query easily. So the first date within the employee's tenure, and that is why the first date is given here. So we are not taking descending here because it is the first date means the minimum date, so we kept it here. If it was not the first date, then I could have taken as DESC again, and you can just see how the output will become now. See here. So what happened is it is again working. So anyways, but according to the question we have to do, so we should just focus on that part also. Now let's move on to the next question. This question was asked in Google. This is a part where we have to find the median value. Now what is the median value? I have already created a table for you people. So let's say there are odd numbers 1 to 5. So 3 becomes the median, the centered value. If it is even number, then we have to take the average as the centered value. So 4 plus 3 by 2 is the median over here. So if you can just think of one more thing. Now let's say this is the rank which I have given to certain values in ascending order. This is the rank which I have given to the same values in descending order, and I am saying that where rank 1 is equals to rank 2 becomes my median. Similarly, I can just take where the average of rank 1 and rank 2 is certain value is the median for the even ranking order or even values. That's all. So now if we will do it practically using the SQL, so it is this way. Select all, row number, order, okay, over, partition by business name. And I'm not reading this question because output we have to give the business name. With business name we have to just consider the inspection score. So partition by business name, order by inspection score as RNK, and I can just copy the same as rank 2, but now the inspection score will be in the descending order. Exactly, consider this part. This is ascending order, this is descending order of the inspection score. Now from this table name, and I just show you how the output will look like. So this is the output of the thing. Hopefully you are getting the concept of how to use the median. Now, the conclusion or the confusion begins here. So with CTE as select business name, average of inspection score as median inspection score. Why I have taken the average? Because the in median inspection score of each business. So basically median inspection score is nothing but the average, right? That is why we have taken it as the average from CTE. Now where? So here the condition comes. I simply just told you if it is odd value, then the middle value is the median. If it is even value, then both 3 and 4 becomes the median. In the real world scenario, like for this case, how will you identify if it is a odd or even? Either you can use a count function and check, right? But will this justify your solution? Why? Because there are certain times when your solution is ready and they will import some new data. So now for example, you have actually created, you just saw using the count, okay, this is odd, so you have created for the odd thing. But what if the test case 2 is having the even? So it will show you an error or the wrong answer. So we have to create a solution in a way where this both gets actually correct. So rather than, okay, what can be that condition? So one condition I told you is when R1 equals to R2 or the average value. That means what? When this minus this is actually 1, like 4 minus 3 is 1 or 3 minus 4 is minus 1, something that way. So if you just imagine it this way and you can just say that, okay, 3 minus 3 becomes my 0 and this becomes my 1. So will not this become a condition also? Now some people will get confused. 3 minus 4 is actually minus 1. Yes, it is minus 1, but when you use this ABS function, that is the absolute value function, minus 1 becomes 1. And this functions are something which we are going to apply on our where condition. So this way, ABS of cast. Okay, what is cast? I am using it because certain SQL engines show the error even if the solution is right. So you can use this cast as signed, and this is a syntax. You can just think it that way. RNK2 as signed. Signed means what? It is a signed integer basically. Is less than equals to 1. Now if you just see, keep it as 3, keep it as 3. So 3 minus 3 is less than 1, condition satisfied. Now keep it as 4, keep it as 3. 4 minus 3 is 1, condition satisfied. Now 3 minus 4 is minus 1, but again we are using the absolute function outside the calculation, so it will again become 1. Minus 1 gets converted to 1 and again it will satisfy the condition. So this is the main condition which we can use for any type of data. It is a universal solution you can use for any type of data given to you. So where is done, now we can use the group by clause, group by business name, order by, because here it is given order by records inspection scores in descending order. So order by median inspection score descending, and that's all I think. Let me just submit this. Okay, I think we missed this part. You can see so many zeros are there, yeah, and the round function is also there. So you can use the round on the average function. So round of 2, because up to 2 decimals we have to round it up. Now just submit this part. It is working. So you can see how many times I have calculated this, try solving this, and we were getting the wrong answer. It is just 1, 2, 3, and 4 times we got a correct answer, and this is the 5th time. So we tried with multiple approaches, and then we came to the final solution, and this is the universal solution. You can just keep it with you. So that's all for today. Have a great day. Please do like, share the channel. The video has again been uploaded after a long time, but with the quality because it was much needed these days. And yeah, that's all for today. Have a great day. Hope to see you soon in the upcoming videos. Take care. Bye.